Hardly.
And you keep it close.
What would you want with the eye signet?
To reveal the Enclave's secrets for myself, of course.
The eye told?
He did. Funny how a man who has alienated, though he certainly doesn't think he drove his ex-wife away.
He's never spoken of Isla's mother.
Heartbreak does. Whatever that woman did, she... I imagine you'll answer one question truthfully.
Depends on the question.
Why do you keep speaking with me?
I like to keep my enemies close and learn what I can about their weaknesses.
What a boring life, with your precious scry pulling you back from the brink of death. You know you can attack me 100 times. You don't. You're a coward if you can't answer a simple question. Goodbye, Bryn.
As it turns out, I was not at the time, but Arakim's come a long way since he started working with your band.
Arak feels you appointed him as a political move.
Oh, I absolutely did. And I'm pleased he recognizes it. A bright future awaits him. I need someone who will push, and his findings, though, are deeply concerning. Along with the obvious failures of the tapestry exposed by Sev's research. But I see it as an opportunity. The tapestry needs to be nothing catalyzes and unifies.
Making you seem...
Yes. Yes, it does. Quite the impressive investigate with those results. Too risky to tackle.
Happy to...
I'll reach out to Sev myself and let him...
You must be thinking of running after these emergency measures are finished.
I assure you.
This is going to be a challenging expedition. Are you ready?
There's a few...
Good idea. This is going to be a challenging expedition.
Have Arak escort Khan Arteme here. I'm ready to move out.
Good. Take some time to rest. And I'm sure everyone will want a chance to speak with you before you head into the rift.
You all worry too much. I'll be fine.
I know that. Just make sure the others do, too.
You're right. Sola, how are you feeling about the upcoming expedition?
These days I can handle just about anything. And that's in large part thanks to you.
Me?
You supported me through all this Tarmakine stuff without faltering. Even when it felt like my world could crumble in the face of it. And then, you didn't just bring Dom and I back together. You and Casman showed us we never really lost one another. I just feel so much more resilient thanks to you.
Come on. That was all you.
Don't worry. I'm not selling myself short, but you gave me space to grow as a person. Not a lot of friends are brave enough to do that.
Anytime, Sola.
I'm ready to do whatever it takes to help you succeed at the Source Spring.
Glad to hear it.
Hey,
How's it going, Arik?
sorry. I get kind of keyed up before anything big. Breathing helps. And this is a big one, isn't it?
Yup. They're gonna have to carve me one of those really huge tattoos when this is all over.
Does Madam have a preferred stone? I'm told the granite is particularly durable this season. All the breathing exercises in the world can't beat a laugh. Anyway, we're as ready as we can be on my end. The scouts still in fighting shape after Stanord's folly are deployed. They'll be reporting on Surgeborn behavior and ready to intercept if anyone moves against Darm and the Axle. We're even field testing some reweaves to the enchantments on our scries. Some progress there.
Sounds like the guide is settling into his role pretty smoothly.
Yeah, well, I mean, someone's got to. Thanks. We're going to do this, Bryn. You're going to do this.
That's the plan. Thanks for all your support.
You're what we needed. Someone to step up and damn the consequences.
Bryn, not just quick of blade, but big of heart. It's always a pleasure to see you.
It's always a joy to see you too, Dom.
Not everyone can catalyze a discussion between a couple that clearly needed to happen. You'll always have my thanks for that.
How are you feeling about the expedition?
We are as ready as we can be, and with our intrepid point as the vanguard, what could go wrong?
Dom, this is why I like you. Everyone's worried, but we know the secret.
Indeed we do. Hope is like magic. Its real strength comes from inside. Will, fortitude, and belief can overcome the impossible. If you believe that you have what it takes to win the day, you shall. I know this, and you do too.
I find myself once more mining the past for clues. An impulse not born of regret this time. We've achieved much together, but beyond this,
We've done everything we can, right?
as alien as it is to me, yes, at some point, doing it again.
I don't think I've seen you like this before.
It's not my most particularly favourite way to be.
Why don't we run through some of the preparation?
Right, yes. I've prepared all the potions and filters you might need. Mixed them up in bulk, thanks to the equipment I've gathered. From the raw ingredients to the scent, I am sure that what I've made is of the highest possible quality. You're right. It did help.
After the surge, we no longer had any reason to celebrate. Our seasons were broken. So any festivals we once had to celebrate their transition, suddenly I've lived my whole life like this. If we succeed today, and my heart burns with the desire,
We'll get it done.
Hiroon, don't die down there.
Hasn't happened to me yet. So Kaz,
Surprisingly, not too long ago, circumstances like this would have sent me spiraling.
I'm glad to hear it.
Thanks to you. And I know you can do this. No matter what you're going to kick its proverbial butt out of the source and save the Enclave as we know it.
Kaz,
Yeah, well, normally you're the one who says the right thing when I need it, so...
thanks.
I've run every test I could think of.
I can name 7 or 8 subtle variations. Freezing grain, flurry.
You really are from the mountains sometimes, you know. When I told you about the Grand Gate and Stanil, you and the band have a lot. I even feel like I understand how the tappet I'm going to need.
I'm sure you have thoughts on...
It's funny. You'd think I'd be remembering my mother, the expert weaver. But my father is on my mind right now. What it must have been like, cultivating his fields year after year.
Taking a moment to...
I'm at peace. My new role is to help you build upon what I've learned.
That's quite the...
One last piece of advice before you go?
Always.
When the time comes for you to find your own apprentice, choose one that can help you with this transition like you've helped me.
If I survive this, you mean?
We both know you will.
Mochi, mochi. Mochi, mochi.
So you are worried about me?
Not a chance. Just came to wish you luck. This will be a career-defining moment for you. I've been fortunate enough to have my share of them, so I recognize one when I see it.
The Enclave is the heart of our legacy as weavers. An expedition to restore it? That is so much more than I could have dreamed of doing with my life back in Carnhaven. What if I screw it up?
You won't.
What makes you so sure?
Something I saw in you the first day we met. You act in spite of your fears, not because of them. Call it intuition or faith, but I call it letting love drive you. Whether that's love of a person, a place, or a culture, or, in your case, a love of adventure. I've had great accomplishments throughout my career. But if there's one that will profoundly shake future generations for the better, it's bringing you here.
Thank you, Oria.
Sev is set to vent the tangles from the source when you're ready, Bryn.
Give me a bit more time.
It's your call. Sev is set to vent the tangles from...
I hope this works.
We have every reason to believe this will make the source tolerable for you. I'll tell Sev to get started. Dom and Khan Arteme will escort you to the rift with the Ark.
Looks like Sev was right. The rift has been vented. It's as safe as it's going to be.
You sure that rope can hold us both?
It'll do the job. Just try to land gracefully.
I always do. Got it.
My magic will only carry the Ark for as far as I can see you. Good luck, Bryn of Carnarvon.
You've kept me waiting.
Ignore it.
I plan to.
You'll find I demand attention. Admit it. You're a little curious about me. After all, you have paid me a visit in my cell.
I'm not listening to you.
But imagine what I could offer you if you did.
How'd that work out for Kenrick Staneld?
Breathe through it, Bryn. I know its voice is making your skin crawl. I feel it too.
It helps when you guys are talking, instead of it.
Then we'll keep talking. We're here for you.
No matter what that voice says, you stop the Herald before. You can do it again.
That furry friend of yours betrayed you, and yet you don't mind having him in your ear. Double standard.
Bryn, you put your faith in me at the Grand Gate. I'm doing the same for you now. None of us would still be here if it weren't for you.
You're getting close. One last chance. Join me, and I'll grant you strength beyond your wildest dreams.
I've already told you, I don't need it.
If you're strong enough without me, why are there 7 crutches chattering in your ear?
They're not crutches. They're friends.
We could be friends.
What's so funny?
Couldn't destroy me with an arc of my size. And so you brought a toy instead. typical of your species. The breach is too wide for your arc.
Breach? What breach?
The breach between our world and yours, of course.
You're from another world?
You call us Surgeborn, but we are ancient. As old as the tear between worlds that bleeds what you call magic. A wound your kind tore wider in their own quest for power, until they could no longer contain it, and the inevitable happened.
The Surge.
The Surge. An event so cataclysmic in both worlds it shook them to their core, and it left a path. One I had to follow. Your kind have mastered the coral, indestructible and suffused with incredible power. Power you barely understand and haven't earned. Power that should and will be mine. You can't hope to compete with me. I carry with me 1,000 souls and 1,000 bodies. You are an insect. Consider it an inherent failure of your species.
Could you shut up?
Does the truth strike a nerve?
No, you're annoying. And I'm trying to think.
Bryn! Arik managed to get the scry back, for now.
We've lost visuals.
The Herald is down, but regenerating. And the Arc of Verdance. It's working, but the raw magic is too much. The Arc can't pacify the tangles.
You need to get out of there. Now!
No! I have to do something.
Bryn, we will find another way.
Don't bother. You will die. Just like the Eye's daughter. Whatever it takes.
Her name was Isla.
Bryn. Can you hear me? Bryn. Talk to me.
Oh no.
Come on.
Glad to see Lane's got you up on your feet. The Axel and I have opened up trade between our band and the Hearthsiders to support Sev's work with the Aeroliths. She seems lighter since you got back from the source.
I'll have to check in with her and see for myself.
The relief efforts showed me it's difficult to pinpoint when a community is coming out of crisis. But there is one common marker. People start putting things on their calendar again. Could be as small as an appointment with your local apothecary, or as big as sending invitations to your wedding. You can't plan for the future when tomorrow's not a guarantee.
You think the Hearthsiders are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel?
Not even close. But they're starting to live again regardless.
It is good to see you up and about again.
Thanks, Ev.
True, but don't go expecting anyone to pin a medal on you. Solar still doesn't think we should waste the materials.
Aw, you remembered. So, what's next for you, big guy?
The only thing left for me and Tarza are assassins. So, it looks like I'm staying. Not that the Veil gives us much choice, but you take my meaning.
The Axel will love to have someone with your expertise around.
Yes, I am a better collaborator than Stanild, she tells me. And she's willing to provide whatever I need. Just so long as it stabilizes things. And I mean that politically as well as magically.
She's like my mother. Always thinking about her role more than herself. Still, powerful patron to have on your side.
And unlike my last patron, at least she seems honest about our relationship. We will both benefit from my work.
I don't know many weavers who could do what you just did and survive. Scratch that. I don't know any.
I feel a bit lightheaded from all the tonics. But otherwise, I'm back up on both feet.
We thought you had...
Darm and the Axel practically tossed me through the loom gate after I made my way back up the rope. They looked pretty shocked. I suppose, even with the tangles disappearing, the odds of me making it out of the chasm were slim.
Let alone surviving what the spindle didn't. You know, channeling your magic into that arc was risky.
She did it for the Enclave. So did I. And you would have done the same.
I can't argue with that. On to the next adventure, then.
On to the next.
Now that Casman's trading with the Hearthsiders, Khan Arteme has reached out to ask if I would forge arms for the scouts. They've been wearing leftover arc armor all this time. Though I'll have support from the Enclave's smithing guild, it'll be a long project.
Sev won't be teaming up with you on this one.
The Axel has Sev working on the tapestry right now. Besides, I'm just happy to see he's found his calling.
I didn't think it was possible, but he stands a little taller these days.
Me working with the guild, Sev controlling the weather, you kicking major ass at the heart of the Enclave? Who would have thought we'd wind up here when we first passed through the Veil?
Not me. Part of me thought the arc of the stricken earth was going to do me in.
Nah. We both know you never thought that for a second. We've all come a long way.
Do you ever miss the days when the stakes of the band's adventures were a little lower?
Strangely, not at all. It's been quite the rush. Though, give us a few more scares like you did when the scry cut out, and I might change my mind.
Don't worry. I can go without defying death again for at least a little while.
There she is.
I live!
I'll admit, you had us all worried for a beat there. But it's good to see you back on your feet.
I suppose the question now is, what's next?
Well, there's one very important thing. You are not allowed to die or make me think you died anymore.
Oh, spirits. Yes, of course. I can work very hard on the staying alive front, just for you.
All of us? Really? You didn't see the band's faces when the scry cut out. These people adore you. Anyway, beyond that, it's hard to say. I suppose we start to reclaim things. The Veil's not down, just stable. We work with that and see what other wild curves this place throws at us. And with you and your band here, I'm pretty sure we can handle anything.
Oh, drat. Wait, no, thoughtless Dom. I am delighted to see you up and about, Bryn.
Are you sure?
I am delighted to see you. And, as it turns out, Lane has just emptied my purse.
Never bet against the alchemist about recovery times.
Indeed. A lesson I have zero regrets about learning, for it means you are up sooner than I would have thought possible.
What's going on with the veil?
It's not coming down anytime soon. In retrospect, it's possible the veil...
How so?
Its activation pulled, and continues to pull, mind you, an enormous amount of magic away from the source. That draw was enough to slow the rush of magic. It's possible the reason the veil went up so suddenly was as an emergency measure.
We clearly did something.
To stabilize things? Oh, yes. What's become abundantly clear, perhaps a small surge. That's all in the past, though. The current flow of magic seems to be balanced such that the veil is consuming most of it.
That sounds good, right?
Oh, most definitely. It leaves us at an equilibrium. That is so much better than the alternatives.
So,
I have every plan to continue studying the source while I can. The Axel has given me special dispensation. She feels my presence somewhat tempers the ambitions of the High Enchanter. He seems rather keen on becoming the next Spindle, less so on securing a sustainable future for the Enclave. At the same time, I'm told the alchemists are making a hard push for their representative to take the position. Their political jockeying buys me time to poke and prod the Enclave secrets. I have no complaints. Sola's been teasing me about it incessantly, of course, reminding me to take a breath of all things. Which reminds me I do have some things to attend to, so I won't bend your ear unnecessarily. Here if you need me for anything. Bryn of Carnhaven.
Goodness, you're irrepressible. You've just been to the brink of death and back, but you're already back up and at it. You're allowed to take a break, you know.
I get bored easily. Much rather be out here getting things done.
Well, I'll say this. Your efforts haven't gone unnoticed. With the Arc of Verdance doing its work at the source, the raw magic is beginning to dissipate. In time, we'll be able to secure a workspace. Then, we can start repairing the tapestry. Everyone in the hold has begun to look to the future. Many never had a reason to, children and adults alike, sensing the intoxicating allure of newborn hope.
I know what it's like to watch your people rebuild after dark times. It's hard, but beautiful too.
I've been asked by a citizen committee to establish our first new holiday in decades. Spindle's Day, they want to call it.
Ah. How do you feel about it?
I wish things were different. And I know she would have hated all the attention, but I think it's right.
She'd be really proud of you for stepping up.
I would hope so too. It is the least I can do to honor her memory, day by day. When we met, before your expedition to the source, I was ready to tell you that it was completely reckless. But when you ran through how everyone contributes to your success, that was the moment I knew we might have a chance. I wasn't quite as confident as you, but I at least felt something close to it.
And how about now?
I believe you can do anything you put your mind to. Anything else would be ignoring the incredible achievements of some truly unexpected guests.
I'll let them know you said that.
Please do. As always, I have a great deal on my plate to get back to. Promise me you'll take a break. If only to spend time with the people you care about.
I will.
You just couldn't take a break, could you? But no. Instead, you had to unearth a revelation so...
Not my fault. Incredible.
Right. I admire the work your band did. Lane, in particular. Hold on tight to them. They're an extremely valuable resource.
Their contributions are with that, plus the I don't think they could leave the Weaver Band even if they tried. We wouldn't let them.
You would be fools to do so. I wanted to mention, Lane's welcome to visit the Hold anytime. Open invite. I'll always appreciate hearing their thoughts.
I'll pass it along.
Now. I'm encouraged by the research. Sev's
the opportunity to prove...
We're going to find out what he can... It's key. I shudder to think what might happen if the Ark of Verd...
It seems I owe you and Sebastian a word of thanks.
Unexpected, but you're welcome. What's happening?
Hirun has seen fit to approve my involvement in the tapestry repair. As much as it is irksome to be assigned work, I will confess, something to do.
What? Are we no longer on speaking terms after I kicked your otherworldly ass at the source? You can't talk. We didn't just cut off your ability to access the scribe. The Ark of Verdance must have done something to you at the source. Huh.
You were tremendous at the source. I'll admit, I was, well, you made it through. And, dare I say, defined a generation of weavers in the process. You've made history and lived to tell the tale. Tremendous work.
You're right, of course. I'll need to be fated, which is to say, don't compliment me too much. My ego won't cope.
I don't think anyone could blame you for having an inflated ego after taking down the greatest foe imaginable all by yourself.
And yet, I must restrain myself. What a cruel world. So, what's next on our to-do list?
Getting back into the thick of it already. I have a line of research
Sounds interesting.
I look forward. It's been a remarkably... Well, there's still more to do. Only then can we look forward.
And after we congratulate her,
We get back to it.
well said.
A pleasant morning to you. What's on your mind?
I've got something that I'm...
Then it must be something rather...
It's about something the Herald said when I fought it in the source. It said that it was from elsewhere, and the Herald claimed to be older than the Surge.
That is a fascinating assertion. And we've received reports of it reappearing after you defeated it.
Right. I would have mentioned this earlier, but with all the action and me almost dying...
Say no more. I do, however, think that Aurea and Darm need to hear about this too. Aurea? Darm? Would you mind coming over here?
You're looking uncharacteristically serious, Lane.
I'm looking normal, I think. But you are correct.
Rin,
The Herald claimed to have existed for a long time before the Surge, and it said that at the heart of the source, there's a breach between worlds. That's where the Surgeborn came from.
I don't know how we'll tell everyone about this. Will they panic? Will they even believe us? Should we tell them at all?
Hold on, Lane. You're jumping to conclusions. It's possible that the Surgeborn was lying.
It's true. Even though it never technically lied to Bryn, it certainly enjoyed its little mind games.
I really don't think that's the case. It wanted Bryn to join it, and this would explain so much about the origin of the Surgeborn.
I believe the solution to our worries is, as always, more research. Bryn, since we've received reports of the Herald reappearing, would you mind hunting it down for us again? Specifically, to know for sure whether it is as otherworldly as it claimed to be, I will need you to harvest its pattern, as fresh as possible for me.
Absolutely. I've already killed this thing twice. A third time will be a piece of cake.
Splendid! Understanding the unknown kills any fear it may hold over us. Is this course of action acceptable to you two?
Yes. Sounds good to me. What do you think, Lane? Would that make you feel better?
Sorry, big revelation. I need to take some time to process this. Dom, will we analyze...
One step at a time, my friend.
Of course. The resonance.
Don't need luck when I've got a team like you behind me.
Can't stretch the scry any further. Can't stretch the scry any further. scry any further. End of the lifeline, Bryn.
There's the herald. I know I can harvest its pattern. Just need to do it again.
I've got you.
Hold on. I don't know what to tell you about fighting the Herald, but I think we're both glad it's finally shut the hell up.
Good news. I harvested the Herald's pattern.
Splendid. If you'll let me handle the resonance. Dom, come and look at this. Bryn's brought back the Surgeborn resonance, and
Fascinating. It really is like nothing I've laid hands on.
the Herald was telling the truth, then. About this, at least.
Walk me through it, team.
Dom, do you want to?
Yes. This is the second resonance I've had access to, and I didn't realize before, but it's clearly not of this world. It resembles nothing mentioned in any literature I've ever seen. The Hearthsiders' libraries have nothing about this, not even the Spindle's tomes. Exploring the possibility of other worlds could consume decades of a researcher's life, and they'd barely scratched the surface. It was a theoretical, primary theological pursuit before, but this strand changes everything.
So you're suggesting this is an entirely novel field of research?
That is precisely the fact of the matter, my curly-haired friend.
So, for those of us who aren't academics, what's the takeaway here?
Our understandings of the mechanisms of the universe will fundamentally shift as a result of this.
Great. Love that. Does that mean there could be more places like the Source?
Anything is possible. Though, the lack of Surgeborn out...
I see. And what about the resonance I brought back? Is that dangerous at all?
The resonance is self-healing, but beyond that, it seems that some other element dictates the Herald's regeneration. I would not be surprised if you saw it again, but without its connection to home, it will not be able to evolve or adapt.
So the resonance heals itself, but it won't turn into a Surgeborn on its own. Good.
There's something else to worry about. What amount of this information are we comfortable sharing? And with whom?
I wish I could draw from weaving history to provide guidance, but something this big has never happened before.
The Axel has always appreciated our transparency. We should tell her.
I would assume she's busy with her duty.
I think this one's big enough that we can...
You're right, of course. I'll meet...
And I will
see you in the hall.
Good morning, Karnatame. Might we trouble you with some questions of a fairly important nature?
You're already here, so you may as well.
This is a pretty big one, for the record.
We have learned something astounding about the Surgeborn and the fundamental nature of the Source.
Something new?
Yes. When Bryn was engaged in combat down in the Source, the Herald spoke to her of its origins. It told her it hailed from another world. And at the Source is a celestial wound through which the Surgeborn found their way here.
We thought it might have been lying, trying to throw me off. But recently, we realized it's regenerated. So I killed it again. Took a resonance from its pattern to Lane and Dom, and...
It was all true.
All of it.
Dom is very excited about the existence of other worlds and will continue researching, but it sits ill with me.
How so?
You and I spoke at length on how the truth, the whole truth, must be made available to all. But this isn't just some political secret. It changes our approach to everything. Religion, weaving, the way we place ourselves in the world.
I understand. I assume you've thought a great deal about this. Give me a risk assessment.
That's just the thing. Understanding more about the world, it's beautiful, wonderful. I have enough perspective, however, to know that the same may not be true for others. Would it bring peace to their hearts? Would this knowledge, shared free to all, improve their lives? I fear not. But perhaps I am the fool for thinking that I am wise enough to know what is best for others.
I see. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. First things first, we need to find out what Kenrick knew about this. Let's fetch him, shall we?
What do you want?
I was hoping to draw on some of your memories, if you wouldn't mind. It's in regards to a security matter.
If it's a security matter, then those two shouldn't be privy to it.
That's no longer your call. In the years where you held the Surgeborn Talon in custody, did it ever speak to you of its origins?
I will not incriminate myself.
I'm simply asking a question from someone who's in charge to someone who was in charge.
And you may simply ram that question up where the sun doesn't shine.
You're useless. You may leave.
I'm useless. I'm not the one chasing religious fairy tales about worlds beyond our own. Ridiculous.
So you knew, and kept it to yourself. That's more than enough from you.
I'll leave you to your hunt for a desert Akala, then.
Exhausting. I'm sorry about him, as always. Now, given the services you have rendered us, I believe you deserve a little trust. So I'll listen to what you think I should tell our people of the Herald and the worlds beyond ours and whatever else.
It's humbling to have earned such trust, and we won't squander it. Before I speak, do you have any thoughts on this, Bryn?
I don't really believe in higher intelligences, from the Church of the Hallowed Pyre to the Tarzan gods. I'm afraid that if we told everyone the whole truth, it would destroy that structure. And when frameworks fail, the opportunists swoop in.
Very true. We experienced that ourselves. Now, Lane?
Bryn covered some of what I've been musing over, but for the sake of completeness, I'll recap it all with my own thoughts. 3 major facets of this problem loom in my mind. First, that of the research possibilities. Keeping this revelation under lock and key would obviously gatekeep untold numbers of discoveries. Second, that of those who adhere to the various religions around the Maida. I fear that disclosing the existence of other worlds to the public at large could upset a great many people at best and trigger a holy war at worst. They have been waged on far smaller provocations than this. Finally, and most importantly, so many of the problems we've encountered here have been because people kept secrets. Whether they were forced to keep them or not, the existence of those secrets significantly hamstrung our efforts to learn about the Enclave. If I had any choice in the matter, I would change that status quo in a heartbeat.
Now is your chance. If you want to seize the moment, I will respect your choice.
The irony is that I find myself faltering on the precipice, because I've now been presented with truly dangerous knowledge. Before I entered the Enclave, before we undertook this wondrous journey, I would have been adamant that everyone know each intimate detail. But now, I believe we must find an acceptable truth to share. But not the whole truth.
What do you have in mind, then?
Subject to your approval, we start by telling your people the story of the source. Then we tell the people that, as it stands right now, the monster they saw at the Grand Gate is eternal. But more importantly, we are working on ways to combat it. We keep its true origins close to our chest. Knowing how to contain the Surgeborn is much more important. For now, we tell part of the truth. We share select details and let the people weave their own interpretations. We control the narrative by allowing conflicting narratives to spread. And one day, the denizens of the Maida may be ready to know the full truth. Is that acceptable to you, Karnatame?
Yes, it is. And might I say, you would have made an amazing politician had you stayed in Judea.
That's kind of you to say. But I have too strong a moral core to do that kind of work.
Very understandable. It's not for everyone. Nevertheless, I will communicate our story to the public. Let's hope the ensuing chaos is limited. I'd like to build trust again.
It's the right thing to do.
Lane, Bryn, thank you for your time and assistance.
It has been our everlasting pleasure, Karnatame. feel as if a great weight has been... When one begins to live their life beyond dusty old tomes, they must reckon with the complex... Which is to say, you have truly been an agent. Well, I try my best, but really, I feel good.
How are you feeling about your research as a whole?
Excellent. I'm going to chronicle everything, even if some of it may not see the light of day for some time. And when it does, it will be useful to those who need it.
And what about that? Keeping it under wraps, I mean.
I suppose I have learned a sense of nuance. In Udea, keeping secrets was like breathing, but almost every secret was trivial or petty at best, and, more importantly, kept as a means through which to exert power. That was Kenrick's approach too. Power through secrets. Whereas I would hope that my reasons to keep secrets are driven by a sense of care and kindness. Do you think so?
I do. And more importantly, I know you're the kind of person to seek outside accountability if you need it.
With you and everyone else at my back, my worries are now few and far between. All that remains is to continue my research. And I'll need you to keep bringing back items of interest, of course.
I won't stop looking for things to bring home. Don't you worry.
Then I won't keep you. Get adventuring. It's a tragic story.
The descent.
Yes. They were scared. Everyone was. So they did what
It all went wrong.
feels a bit familiar.
I think we fared a little better than they. We might still be stuck in the Enclave, especially when it comes to the hearths. And if we work together...
Very true. While their methods may... After all, so, I would like to imagine that our...
For sure. Who would have thought the
Not me. It doesn't sit well.
Do you think it was
Every word it... Just focus on...
will do?